Stop sending ugly pivot tables to your boss. Start presenting clean professional reports like this. Let's jump right in. Let's begin by looking at our data set. In this example, we're building a cost performance report for different business units. The data includes divisions, segments, months, and budget, and actual values. Since our dataset is already structured properly as a table, we can directly insert a pivot table into a new worksheet. Now let's build the layout step by step. Drag division into the rows area, then place segment just below it. Add actual into values. Add budget into values as well. And finally, move month into the filter section. With this setup, we can now easily switch between different months and analyze the data dynamically. So in the next step, let's start refining and improving this report. Next, adding variance. At this point, the report shows budget and actual values side by side. But there's still one key insight missing. We don't yet know how far we are from the planned numbers. To fix this, we'll introduce a variance calculation. Go to Pivot Table Analyze Fields, Items and Sets. Arrow Calculated Field. Now create a new field with Name, Variance Formula, Budget minus Actual. Once we add this, a new column appears in the pivot table. Now the data becomes much easier to interpret. If the value is negative, it means the actual spending is higher than budget, so we're over budget. If the value is positive, it means we're spending less than planned, so we're under budget. This simple addition turns raw numbers into actionable insight. So next, let's start improving how this pivot table is structured and presented. Now that we have the variance added, let's focus on making the report easier to read. We'll start with a few simple changes that make a big difference. First, insert blank rows between each segment group. This adds some visual spacing and makes the report feel less crowded. Next, let's look at the layout options. If we switch to a tabular layout, it separates division and segment into different columns. While that can be useful in some cases, for this report, the compact layout keeps everything more structured and easier to scan, so we'll stick with that. Now let's clean up the unnecessary elements. Turn off the expand and collapse buttons. Remove the field headers at the top. This instantly removes visual noise. Next, we rename the totals. Instead of showing a generic label like Grand Total, we can rename it to something more meaningful, such as All Divisions. Then, place actual just above it. We should also fix the column headings. Names like Sum of Actual don't look professional, so we rename them to simply Actual Budget. And if Excel throws an error while renaming, just add a small space before the name. That resolves it. At this stage, the report is definitely cleaner and easier to read. Before finishing, we adjust a few important settings. Right-click on the pivot table, go to Pivot Table Options, and uncheck Auto-Fit Column Widths on Update. This ensures your column widths stay consistent every time the pivot table refreshes. If your report contains empty cells and you'd rather display zeros instead of blanks, you can adjust that here. And if you encounter errors like when calculating percentage changes and dividing by zero, you can choose to display a blank instead of an error value. These are useful settings to fine-tune your report. Once done, adjust the column widths so all values are clearly visible and neatly aligned. Next, creating a custom pivot style. This is the step where the report really starts to look professional. Instead of manually formatting cells, which breaks when the pivot updates, we'll create a custom pivot table style. This way, everything stays dynamic and consistent. We begin by selecting one of the cleaner default styles as a base. Then we duplicate that style so we can customize it. Now we start refining different elements one by one. First, the header row. Keep the font clear and bold. Remove heavy borders. Apply only a bottom border to keep it clean and structured. Just to preview how it looks, click OK, and then OK again. Now notice, nothing changed in the pivot table. That's because the previously selected style is still applied. To apply the new style, go to the Style section. You'll see your custom style listed there. When you hover over it, the name appears. Select it. Now you can see the new style applied to the pivot table. Next, let's remove the grid lines so the pivot table stands out more. Turn them off and you'll see a cleaner look. Also, notice this empty row along with borders on both the top and bottom. It feels a bit cluttered. Then right-click on it and choose Modify to make adjustments. Now, let's find the blank row element. It should be listed here. Let's change that. Click Format, then go to Borders, and remove all borders. We don't want any applied here. Click OK to confirm. Before we finalize this, there's one more adjustment I'd like to make. Next, the entire table, whole table settings. Use a slightly softer font color instead of strong black. Remove unnecessary outer borders. Keep only subtle inner lines for structure. To improve readability further, we introduce light vertical separators. These create a soft division between columns without making the table feel heavy. After applying all these adjustments, the difference is clear. The report now looks clean, modern, easy to scan. Next, visualizing variance with icons. Now let's add a visual layer that makes this report much easier to interpret at a glance. Instead of relying only on numbers, we'll highlight performance using symbols. To do this, we take the variance field and add it to the pivot table one more time. For this second version, we won't display numbers in the usual way. Instead, we apply custom number formatting. Here's how we define the logic. Positive values, display a green indicator. Negative values, display a red indicator. For positive values, we want to show a green indicator. We'll open the Windows emoji panel, go to the Symbols section, and choose a square icon to insert. Next, we'll format it by adding green in square brackets. This defines how positive numbers will appear. After the semicolon, we can define the format for negative numbers. We'll copy the same format, paste it, and just change the color to red. For zeros, we'll leave the format empty so they remain hidden. Click OK, and instantly you'll see clean visual indicators added to your pivot table. Now, we don't want to display this header, so we'll remove it and replace it with a space, just to keep the layout intact. This makes it much easier to spot where you've overspent and underspent. One more improvement. The default green is a bit too bright. Right-click, go to Number Format, and choose a different shade. We prefer color 43 for green and a darker red, like color 53. Apply the changes, and now the result looks much cleaner and more professional. Right now, we're viewing the data for February. Let's switch over to April or other months, and just like that, everything updates automatically. This approach gives us instant visual signals without using conditional formatting. This makes the report far more intuitive and presentation-ready. Finally, testing the dynamic behavior. Now let's quickly test how dynamic this report really is. Suppose we add new data to our dataset. For example, a new division or an additional segment under an existing division. Since our source is already structured as a table, it automatically expands to include the new entries. All we need to do now is go back to the pivot table and click Refresh. Instantly, the new data appears in the report, along with updated budget and actual values recalculated variance, and all the custom formatting and icons we applied. Everything updates without needing to rebuild anything. This is the real strength of this approach. We're still working with the same dataset and the same pivot table, but the way it's presented now is on a completely different level, clean, dynamic, and ready to share. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more tutorials.